Give it up for the London Sessions.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, man, let me tell you.
Deja.
I don't know about you. I'm about to snitch real quick. I looked over, I'm hearing sniffles. I'm like, are you crying, Laura
Oh my God, I had to
Styles?
fight my tears a couple times.
How many of y'all had tears? Right? And you know, it's Mary's vulnerabilities that really we can relate to, right? And it evokes something in us. Because we see where she comes from. She's telling our story, right? When she was breaking down the song Doubt, and they said, what? You'll never be a leader. You'll never wear the crown on your head. How many of us have gone through problems and struggles like that from time to time?
Yes.
And Mary sings it, and she brings it to a pass that, you know, hey, we can get over this. We don't have to doubt ourselves anymore. And it makes us feel a certain way, and that's why we love that lady, right?
I think when I first heard the song Therapy, it was instant. It touched me completely because I know all of us have been through that.
Yes.
You know, there is thinking about sitting on a couch and talking to somebody professional or just having that one good cry in front of the mirror. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean? No, and it's amazing that we're able to share such an intimate look at the creative process of one of our greats.
Exactly.
And I don't know, I got goosebumps. I almost shed a tear. Okay, maybe I shed one or two. But it's like we're so lucky to be able to share that with you guys, our Hot 97 and WBLS listeners.
Absolutely. And it just lets you know how important the music is to her. So therefore, it's important to us too, right? So make sure you go and tell everybody about the London Sessions. But it's not over. Somebody say it ain't over. What we about to do right now? What? Who? Say what? All right, so listen. We promised you this Q&A, and we have two special guests right now. Let me go ahead and bring up the first one. Now, this particular man has been doing things over at b.e.t. for the past 15 years. He's now wearing the title of head of all programming at b.e.t.
Yes.
We're going to put our hands together for Mr. Stephen Hill.
And of course,
this
is her 13th album. She was able to share her journey with us. Miss Mary J. Blige.
Go ahead, Mary.
Thank you so much. Thank y'all for coming. How y'all doing? Thank you. Good. Hi, Stephen.
Hi, Mary. How you doing?
I'm good. I was outside in the rain for like 2 minutes.
That's all right. Take your time.
Waiting to come in.
Take your time.
Oh, thank you, sweetie.
Come on, everybody start saying that. Get your I love you Marys out now. That's the perfect time while she's taking off the coat.
Thank you. Love you guys, too.
Shoot. Love you, Mary.
Love you, Stephen.
Indeed. We just saw, once again, the fantastic visual representation of the London Sessions with that album. How great is the London Sessions album? How special, how real.
Thank you.
New music. How important was it to you at this point in your career to challenge yourself and do something new?
Well, it was extremely important to me at this point in my career because I had been doing this for so long, and I could have continued to do an R&B. I could have just gave everyone another R&B album, but for me, I didn't want that. I needed to do something different. I felt like everything was stuck and stagnant, and I just felt like as an artist, I was not happy with continuing to do R&B at this point in my career. I felt like I needed to step out and give my fans something different, give myself something different, and my fans, they would have continued to, you know, oh, we love this. You know, if I'd have gave them an R&B album, they'd have been like, cool. But I didn't want them to be like, cool. I wanted them to celebrate, you know, the music the way they used to celebrate it. You know, like when we put out the What's the 411 album, everybody was cheering because it was something new and groundbreaking. And I wanted to have that moment again with my fans because they've been so dedicated to me and they've been there for me. And I wanted to have that moment for myself. I needed to have that, and I needed to know that I can do that. I could do something different.
And so what was it about the London sound that attracted you? Like Disclosure, Sam Smith?
Well, yeah, it was life. It was breathing. It was living, and it was something that I needed to do because when the London music scene has always been just refreshing and diverse. It was never just one thing. You can always hear just so many things. And then they appreciate soul so much more than we do. Like, they really love soul music over there. And they really embrace it more. And so while every radio station, all these people are just throwing soul music away, they're picking it up and saying, yo, we love this. So, and look at the examples: Sam Smith, Amy Winehouse, Adele,
oh, yeah.
you know. So
Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, Ed Sheeran, yeah.
So, walk us through the series of events that got you connected to Disclosure. I know we were at the same Disclosure show at Terminal 5 here in New York.
Right.
Like, I think that was a year ago, January. It was like January, right?
Yep.
So what was the series of events that got you connected with that crew?
The series of events were, when I discovered Disclosure, it was on Vivo. And then after that, I really wanted to, I heard the song F for You, and I went crazy over it, and I felt like I needed to be a part of it. All these phone calls were made to their label, to my label. You know, the connection just happened overnight. I recorded the song overnight, and they released it in the UK, and it exploded overnight. It just went crazy. Then it started exploding over here. So when I saw that, and when I saw that people love to hear my voice on club music, and when I heard my own voice over the club music, I was like, well, that's the lane right there. So I'm going to take that lane. And so the whole idea was to go back to London and work with Disclosure on a full EP. And then Steve Barnett, the chairman of Capitol Records, he made the idea bigger when he said, well, you should go back to London, and you should not only work with Disclosure, but work with Sam Smith, Emily Sandé, document the whole thing, and live there for a month, and call the album The London Sessions.
Did you immediately think that was a great idea?
Immediately. When I saw it coming out of his mouth, I saw it happening. Like, as he was saying it, I saw it. And it rolled out just like how I saw it. Seriously.
So when you got there and you're with them, and they're in awe of you, it was clear that they are in awe of you. What was the creative process like? And did it differ from how you collaborated with people before?
Well, it was, it's the same. The creative process is the same when you're working with people, you know, that are comfortable in what they do, and they're confident. So that makes you confident. So there's no, nervousness, and not hardly any intimidations. Everybody's comfortable. So it was the creative process was great.
Good, because I can't imagine there's no intimidation, because I was looking. Sam Smith called you, and you kept it on the record. I thought it was funny, an untouchable goddess. Mm-hmm. But while you're there, it's clear that there's a vibe that there's no egos involved. Everybody's the same. Mm-hmm. Do you find that gives you a better music, or that gives you more? You're able to touch your soul more with that kind of music. Are you doing that when there's no egos involved, like everybody's all together?
When there's no egos involved, you get better chemistry, you get better work done, you get better songs. The energy is great in the room. No one's fighting for position. Everyone's waiting patiently for the next person's idea. And if that's great, that person gets excited. If that's great. And it's just a beautiful ball of excitement in the studio, and you just get so much work done. We got so much work done in like 3 weeks. We finished the album.
You did the whole thing in the whole album was done in 3 weeks?
Yeah, because everybody was a joy to work with. Like, it was one of the best things that happened to me in my career, and even maybe in my life, because the people were so beautiful. Everybody was down to earth. It wasn't like, oh boy, I got to go in here and deal with these phony people again today. I felt so comfortable going to work every day, and I'd do it again.
See, if I was on the morning show, I'd say, like, tell us who the phony people are. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not asking you that. That was just a joke. But the Sam Roman session, you mentioned that because that was such a great glimpse inside of the process when he's there starting to play the chords for Doubt, and the way you reacted to it. Like, it's astonishing to get that glimpse inside. And that was like the first time you heard it. We were seeing it on the screen. We were seeing it on the screen.
Right.
Was that the first time you'd heard that song?
Yes. I just felt like I was being delivered, and I felt like I was getting a gift at the same time, because that song means so much to me right now. That song always meant, if you'd have given me that song years ago, it would have been just that important. And it's that important now because the voice of doubt is something that we deal with every single day. Every time we pick up a water, don't pick up that water. Like it's, it's so, but but the fact that we pick the water up, we beat the doubt. We conquer that thought. So I'm sure everybody can relate to that. Thank you.
Another very poignant part in here was when you went to go see Mitch Winehouse, Amy Winehouse's dad. Why was that important to you to go see Mitch Winehouse?
Well, it was important for me to visit Amy's dad because, for one, we had to embrace the culture of London, and Amy Winehouse is London. And I've been a huge fan of hers from the first album Back to Black. I've been a person that's been connected to her because of her struggles and her trials and my struggles and my trials. And when I was coming out of my trials during the No More Drama album, she was coming in the music business with all her stuff. And I could see her living and going through hell. And I wanted to get to her. I just felt like I didn't care about anybody else in the industry. I just wanted to see this girl and get to her and tell her she could choose life and hug her and hold her because she was, to me, it looked like she was going through hell. And I didn't want to go to her grave and all of that. I like to celebrate life. So I needed to touch her, something alive, her father, her sister, someone. And that's why I visited Mitch. And it was during the anniversary of her death or something like that, or the third anniversary. Yeah.
So it's interesting because you touch people with your music all the time like that. There are people who I'm sure have come to you before and said, you saved my life. You changed the way I feel about myself. You wanted to reach out to Amy Winehouse personally. Have there been, I'm not going to ask their names, but have there been other artists you've seen go down that track and you've been able to reach out to and have conversations with, like, hey, I did what you've done, you might want to do something else?
No.
Okay.
I haven't had the opportunity.
Okay. Rod, I know you do, is 3 weeks the shortest amount of time you've ever done any album?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, Rodney Jerkins talked about you going in singing song after song after song. Mm-hmm. Does that feel natural to you? He made it seem like it's an incredible thing for a singer to do. Mm-hmm. And it would seem that way, especially with the emotion you put into your songs. Mm-hmm. Is it just is it natural to you? What does it feel like when you're singing?
It just feels like I'm putting my all into it. And so by the second time I'm singing the songs, or it doesn't matter if I'm doing 5 songs in the night, it could be hard. It could be hard songs. It could be easy songs. But it doesn't matter as long as I'm giving it life. You get what I'm saying? As long as I'm giving it life, as long as I'm believing every word I'm saying, it gets easy. No note is too high. As long as I don't go out of my register, So it's all just it's easy.
There's not many people who can make the connect. I've always said that you connect with your audience with your lyrics and your emotion, probably better than any other singer out there. I don't feel bad saying that at all.
Thank you, Stephen.
And I think the fact that you're able to do that over, a lot of people try to do it over ballads, but you're able to do it over up-tempo records. And I guess I'm asking, do you approach the ballads differently than you do the up-tempos when it comes to how you approach the way you're going to sing them or the emotion you put into them?
No, they're all approached the same way. My loving the same way. You have to believe what you're saying. I heard a couple of great people say that before, and I totally, agree with them. You have to believe what you're saying in order to make the song come to life. Like My Lovin', for instance. Like, you think about your loving and you tell, no, it's nothing's good,
No, back up.
and follow, follow is, you've been doing this for a long time and all you do is follow, you earn this, and these people, there's so many people that follow. Yeah. And that's great that you want to follow, but I'm the leader, I'm the innovator, I'm the trendsetter, so you just got to believe your words.
Of all the music, when did you know you had what you had come to London for? Right, you came to London for a sound, and what song was it you were recording, and who were you with when you realized, oh, this is what we came here for?
It was Doubt.
Doubt.
I knew I had what I needed when I heard Doubt. It just sent me, and it was and nobody but you, because it was that London club music, but still love song, I was like, yes, yes, I did it. And then everything, we had Worth My Time, which was great. We had our Carole King moment, kind of. But those two songs said Mary J. Blige, London Sessions to me.
Love that. So I'm gonna bet that most everyone in this room was fortunate enough to hear how you embodied and just wowed the room with therapy on with the Grammy special?
No,
Or
it was
the AMAs? The AMAs.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that's one of the songs that you're happy to sing live. What are the other songs that you can't wait to go on the road and tear up live?
I can't wait to sing Doubt live. I can't, because it just means so much to me and to everyone. It's just such an uplifting song, you know? What? Oh, and Whole Damn Year, of course. You know we're going to do that. That's a given.
Oh, my goodness. All right. You said when you talked about finding light in the darkness,
Yes.
like what do you think about? What do you think about? What do you think about you? Right? That's what you said. What do you think about you right now?
I think that I won't say I think I'm a good person. I try to be. I'm not perfect, but I'm a strong person. I'm a soldier. I keep pressing. I'm not, vanity and thank you, thank you. I'm real.
Love that, and that's what connects you, I think, to everybody in this room. Everybody in this room feels that real, like you don't with most other.
Thank you, Steve.
Let alone other people, other artists that do not come through that way. So,
Thank you, guys.
I gotta ask, what's next for Mary J. Blige? Are we gonna get to see that? I kind of tried to hint to see if maybe you take this on the road. Maybe we get to see this live.
Of course.
Maybe a live performance. What? I'm sorry.
What's next is the London Sessions tour. We're gearing up. We're setting it up. We're starting overseas first, though. Starting overseas, and then we're working our way back here.
Okay. How do you know how soon, or can you tell us that, or is it secret information?
Soon. It's looking like it'll probably start in April. So that's soon, right? That's like 3.
Yeah. Oh. April. Sun will be out. It'll be warmer. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, we start overseas first, and then we'll come back over here. By the time we get back over here, it'll be dead of the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go back and ask about what, because Not Loving You was one of my favorite because it's just piano and drums and voice. And you talked about doing music with a live band for the first time when you've been on the road. What was that? Was that one of the songs you got to do live, or was that?
Yeah, in the studio.
And it's really just you, the piano, and the drums. No overtracking, and you standing there.
Nope, just singing in that booth like you guys saw on the documentary. Just in the booth with the band in there and just singing the song. That's it.
Isn't it?
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, so I think we have a couple questions from the audience. Is that correct?
What's your name?
My name's Maya.
And what's your question?
When do you plan on going back to London to record?
I'm not sure, but I know I'm gonna be back soon. Someday I'll be back recording.
Cool.
What's the thing is there anything you haven't? It's a constant state of discovery because if I had asked you this 2 years ago, you wouldn't have known you wanted to do this great London Sessions project. But is there anything that you have left that you haven't done that you really want to do? You recorded with, Elton John and U2 and all these folks. But is there anything that you haven't done that you still want to do?
There's so much to do, Stephen. I'll write you a list, of things. Once
I remember you said that. Where my list at?
It's so much. There's so much that I want to complete. Like I started the acting thing, but I want to nail it. I want to complete it. I want to accomplish it. I want to make Taraji proud of me. I want to make Queen Latifah proud of me. I want to make Meryl Streep proud of me. I don't want to just, I did it, and I think I have done well with the Betty and Coretta thing that I did. But I still know, that if I'm going to continue to pursue it, I got to I have to get the skill set right, you know.
What was the movie? It was a movie with Q-Tip, right?
Oh God.
Prison Song. Yeah, you nailed that one too. Is there a role? Is there a role that you look forward to doing at some point? Is there a specific role you'd like to play or person you like? Or is,
Not a role, but I would love to, play something dramatic, so I can just exercise a lot of demons and get things out and say stuff that Mary wouldn't say and go crazy.
Is there another question? You have another question?
Okay, so I was wondering, I know you said that you did everything you wanted to, but if you could go back and do anything differently, what would it be?
I don't know if I would do anything different. I think I would keep everything the same because if I did something different, it would change everything. I wouldn't be sitting here right now.
I'm wondering, are you a fan of house and dance music?
Yes, I am. I've always been a fan of house music. When we were growing up, it was First Choice.
That's right, yeah.
CeCe Peniston. Who else? It was a lot of people.
Black Box. Is that going too far?
Yeah, you going
too far back. And you did, wait, didn't you? Because you did, it was the last cut. Let No Man Put Us Under.
That's a First Choice remake.
Yeah. That was the cut.
Yeah.
So I first got to be.
And Crystal Waters.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Crystal Waters.
So I just want to say that I'm sure that I speak for everybody in the room when I say we don't think you're crazy. We love you and you inspire us.
Woo! Thank you very much.
Yes. And so my question is, when the idea of going to London to record came up, was that an easy decision to make? And what were your initial thoughts?
It was really easy for me because it was something I was ready to do something different. I was ready for a change. So it was easy. Yeah.
All right. Hello, Mary. Thanks for
How you
coming
doing,
in.
Lloyd?
I know it's raining outside and the sister's coming out here in the rain. So I just want to say thank you, first of all, and I love the documentary. Also,
Thank you.
the question I have for you is, how important are your fans in making you who you are? Or, yeah, that's pretty much the question.
Extremely. My fans are extremely important to me. That's why I acknowledge them every chance I get, and I let them know without them, there is no London Sessions. There is no What's the 411. There is no My Life. There's no nothing.
And let me just for a moment, because I've had the pleasure of knowing you for a very, very long time, and I get to, as a lot of people in this room are, around a lot of artists. But when people scream out, "I love you," and Mary, I've seen her say it back and relate to people for over 15 years. And I don't think I've ever seen an artist who really genuinely means it and really makes, even if it's a second in a movement, there's a connection that she wants to make with her fans, unlike anybody I've ever seen. It's one of the reasons you're one of my favorite people in the play, and I mean that sincerely.
All right, so my question to you is, I noticed that when you met with Amy's father, you kind of like were speaking in a way in which you perhaps might have wished you could have expressed to Amy had you had a chance to maybe reach out sooner, or perhaps you did reach out, but it wasn't able really to push through. And basically, in regards to the artist that you see kind of like mirrored, or you kind of see like a mirror image of yourself and their mannerisms, like recently R&B singer K. Michelle also mentioned that her inspiration for a good track lies in heartbreak, drugs, and some drinking. And that was, her words, nothing bad, but that's what she said, and you kind of expressed in all honesty that your studio sessions would kind of consist of the same thing. So what advice would you give for artists that you kind of see yourself in that feel like they have to look to certain vices to create good music?
Well, when people are stuck in their situation, or they're on drugs, or they're doing whatever they're doing, I can't walk up to somebody and say, you need to stop doing drugs, or you need to stop drinking. You can't do that. Because they can't even hear you because they're trying to get through. And I know from experience, you're trying to get through. You don't want to hear anything. You just want that Corona. You just want that Patron. You just want to get through. So the only thing I could say is you just have to wait people out. Pray for them. Wait, and hope and pray that they make it out, because you can't just roll up on them and tell them to stop. That's real, you know. And if they ask you now, if she asks me, Mary, how do I get off these drugs? Or Mary, how do I stop drinking and, you know, partying? I will give her my example of how, you know, how I had to change my environment. You got to change your environment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right,
If you don't
y'all.
mind, if you don't mind asking, was there certain trigger, something that made you go, I've got to change my environment right now? Is there anything that happened?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even want to go. I don't want to do that
Then don't.
right now.
Then don't.
But it was very heavy and it was real.
And a lot of
and it needed to shift.
Right, and a lot of
quickly.
artists do that, and a lot of that we know
Yeah.
do that when the environment changes, you get it done. We are
Yeah.
glad you're in this environment right now.
Absolutely.
We are
So am
glad
I.
you are
Thank
here
you.
right now. The
Thank you.
London Sessions, it's fantastic. New label, Capitol Records.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you know it's great to see the love right here at home for Mary J. Blige.
Y'all give
Thank
it
you
up one
so
more
much.
time for the queen.
Thank you, guys.